Hello and welcome to this little Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 2 impression video. And in this video I will attempt to give you my impression of the game after completing the 5 chapters in the game with another player on either the hardest or the normal difficulty. I'm not quite sure. The gameplay in the background might be a bit laggy, and I apologize for that, but it just turned out that way. So yeah. Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 2 is the sequel to the game Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 1, which in turn is a spin-off of the game Sniper Elite version 2. And it's a third-person shooter with the focus on sniping. And in this sequel to the spin-off, you will be fighting through 5 different levels, all filled with different kinds of zombies that just happens to be Nazis as well. The 5 chapters in the game took me and my buddy around 4 hours to complete, but I would assume that if you play it with 4 people, you can probably run through it in 3 hours or so. But you can customize the amount of zombies in the game, and there are also some collectibles in the maps, so I would say that there is a decent amount of replayability in the chapters. But you would only ever think about replaying a game if the basic gameplay was any good. So let's talk about just that. First of all, I would like to mention that I haven't played the first Nazi Zombie Army, so I can't make any comparisons to that game. But what I can say is that the gameplay in this game is actually quite fun. Okay, so as the name suggests, in this game you will be running around with a sniper and either a machine gun or a shotgun, and lastly some kind of handgun, and the weapon selection is actually quite decent. You get to choose between quite a lot of different snipers. There are 2 shotguns, there are quite a lot of different machine guns and a couple of different handguns to choose between. No, this isn't a science fiction game or anything like that, so all the weapons will be normal human bullet type weapons, but they, they do still feel quite different, and they have their own mental movement and their own characteristics and so on, and their own sound and so on and so on. So it's still a quite nice selection, and it's fun that you get to run around and switch weapons now and then to break up the gameplay. Now, your main opponent in this game will be the normal zombies, who will walk against you, and they are, as you might expect, members of the Nazi party, and I will say that their visual design are actually quite cool. And as you might expect again, your main means of killing them is by placing a sniping round in their forehead. So that's actually kind of cool, and when you hit them in the head, it creates a quite cool effect, and it sounds and looks quite cool, and since you will be doing this quite a lot, this is quite nice. But one cool thing is that when you hit them in the head, they die immediately, but when you hit them in the stomach and so on, then they can go down, but if you don't hit them in the head, there is a chance that they will be revived and go up and they go after you again. So there really is a reason for you to constantly be trying to aim for the head and so on. Another tough thing about the normal zombies is that the game can actually throw quite a lot of zombies at you. As I mentioned before, you can in the game setup you can choose the multipliers for the zombies, and if you put that at max, you can actually get quite a decent amount of zombies at you at once, and that's actually quite cool. And you have this massive amount of zombies walking against you that really creates quite a tense atmosphere. But it would get a bit boring if you only would be fighting the normal zombies over and over again. So they have thrown in some special zombies to spice the whole game up. So there are some sniping zombies, some kamikaze zombies that run at you with a hand grenade. There are some summoning zombies, some angry skeletons, and some big zombies with machine guns that can take a whole lot of bullets before they go down. Perhaps a bit too much, if you ask me. But these different kinds of zombies are actually kind of neat, and they do help to spice up the gameplay, not make it stale. And at least for me, I didn't find the gameplay to get stale at all in those 4 hours that it took me and my buddy to complete the 5 chapters in the game. Now, the 5 chapters in the game are, from a gameplay standpoint at least, not all that different. You're basically walking through corridors, fighting zombies, and I think 1 or 2 chapters had some bosses in it. And then there are also some points in the chapters where you have to stay and survive. So the chapters are basically made up by corridors and survive X amount of minutes and so on. And there's nothing wrong about that in itself. It didn't get stale because of the short length of the campaign, but it would probably become a bit stale if the game was any longer than it was. One cool thing though about the moments in the chapters where you have to defend a certain position for a certain amount of time is that you can place mines and tripwires and so on. So that is actually kind of neat. But what I enjoyed the most about the different chapters in the game were the visual design. So they have really succeeded in making the chapters look quite cool. So they are quite dark and tense and foggy and gory and so on. And overall, I really enjoyed the visual feel of the levels. They were really quite tense, and even though I wouldn't say that they were scary, I would still say that they absolutely pulled up, pulled up, pulled off the whole zombie atmosphere. And yeah, I really enjoyed how they looked and felt. So that was quite great. But my biggest problem with this game was the checkpoint system. It absolutely didn't totally destroy the enjoyment for me and my friend, because we didn't die all that often, but when we did die, we found that we had to replay quite a lot of content. Perhaps a bit too much, and yeah, I thought I don't like I don't enjoy checkpoint systems. I think that they are wasting your time. And in the case of this game, we found that we have to redo sections that we already could do without any problems. So that's just silly. So yeah, I didn't like that. And another minor annoyance is that when you kick down a zombie and the zombie is standing up again, then you can't kick him down during the standing up animations. And that annoyed me. But hey, who cares? But overall, I had some fun with this game. It was nothing amazing. It was nothing that I will remember in 10 years, but it was fun, and it was fun with a friend, and I'm sure I'm sure that it will be fun with 3 friends. So yeah, I had fun with it, and I think that I paid 2.5 euros for it. Was it worth it? Absolutely, no doubt. Would it be worth 15 euros? Perhaps not. As I mentioned before, I completed the game in, or completed the chapters in the game in 4 hours. So 15 euros would perhaps be a bit too much, but 2.5, absolutely. 5, yeah, if you have friends. So yeah, I enjoy the game. I do not regret my purchase. And if you have got, if you have gotten this far, then thank you for watching this video, and bye bye bye.